long, cold April and a slow start to May had the Phillies in a bit of an offensive drought. So add a little spring precipitation to the mix, and the home team's lineup has begun to bloom with production over the last week. With growth comes victories, and a final triumph of the homestand could provide a much-needed sweep. Earlier today, the Philly bike race took place, sponsored by the Phils. In fact, our own Greg Murphy was part of it. It was a 25-mile trek through the city of Philadelphia. And from all accounts, everybody, including Murph, had a good time. He is here. He has survived. We'll catch up with him a little later on as we get set for Game 3 between the Phils and the Diamondbacks. Well, they look at the Phillies' success against the Arizona Diamondbacks since 2008 here at Citizens Bank Park. 18 wins and 5 losses. That includes the 2 so far this weekend against Arizona. The Phillies go for the sweep. All across the board, the numbers are way better than what the Diamondbacks have put up here in Philadelphia. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Ben Davis. He didn't ride the bike today. And Mike Schmidt, he did not ride the bike today, but Greg Murphy did. We'll hear from him a little later on. All right, so the Phillies have had some success over the last few games. And yes, it's the guys that are the core players, but it's also the guys coming off the bench like Jeff Franco who are helping out.
Well, let's talk about Jeff Franco. What a neat guy. A great teammate everywhere he's been. I'm sitting around the room this morning thinking, what could I compare him to? How about Kevin Costner movie stars? You know, movies that he's starred in. How about Ray Kinsella? How about Billy Chappell? How about Crash Davis? Jeff went back to the minor leagues and hit 289 and drove in 70 runs last year. He's been everywhere. He's a fantastic teammate. Everybody loves Jeff. Here you see his latest highlights, raking the ball over the third base bag to win 2 nights ago. Last night, here you see his home run last night, going down and get a down and in fastball to get us started in our victory last night. Jeff is actually first right now in active players in assists from right field. We got a special player on our team right now and really don't even know it. So that's how I feel about him.
And, Mike, we also saw that earlier this week, the arm in that save where Papelbon became the all-time saves leader in Phillies history.
We did, and Pap should have given him something, maybe a new car or something like that. I hear he gave him a bottle of the finest scotch there is.
The finest scotch there is. All right, well, the Phillies hope that continues because they've got some of the bench players in the lineup today. One guy who is pushing himself off the bench is Grady Sizemore.
And these guys, listen, these guys are veteran guys. Grady Sizemore, Jeff Francoeur. They can see the writing on the wall. They know that Cody Ash is coming back. They know that Dominic Brown is looming down in the minor leagues in AAA. So when these guys eventually come back, they're fighting for their jobs right now. They're fighting for their careers. And Grady Sizemore is making the most of it with 4 hits last night. Did it against righties and lefties. Line drives all over the diamond. And he's working himself into good counts. That's what good hitters do. When they're hot, they always seem to get a good pitch to hit. And that's what he did last night.
Well, you could see everything he's hitting hard. Now, earlier in the season in spring training, there were those occasions, but not like this. It wasn't this consistent.
It wasn't, and he's been working his tail off. He's been taking extra batting practice, and like Mike alluded to last night, watching his batting practice, he does hit the ball very, very hard. And again, he's making the most of his opportunities because he doesn't know how many more opportunities there will be.
All right, so the Phillies hope that they have an opportunity today to pull off the series sweep against the Arizona Diamondbacks. It is the final game of this 3-game series. Josh Colmenter, the Phillies have seen a number of times in his career, and Sean O'Sullivan looking for his first victory since 2011. He'll be on the mound for the Phillies. Well, Jonathan Papelbon again last night, very effective. He didn't have the explosive fastball, but he had every other pitch he needed. When we return, we'll get to the lineups at first pitch, and hopefully Papelbon will be in the game sometime later on. Toyota Time Sales Event ends June 1st. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Citizens Bank, one deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. Hazy, hot, and humid here today at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies and the Arizona Diamondbacks ramping up this 3-game series. The homestand for the Phils. Looking for a series sweep. That would be nice. Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. And Ciarte leads it off in left field. Mark Trumbo bats second. Then Goldschmidt and A.J. Pollock. Yasmani Tomas, the third baseman, will hit fifth. Aaron Hill, sixth. And the bottom third of Owings, Pacheco, and Colemenser. And they'll face Phillies right-hander Sean O'Sullivan, making his fourth start, 0-2, with an ERA of 5.06. We mentioned it during the open. He's seeking his first win since May 12th of 2011. Didn't pitch all that badly his last time out. You take a look at the scouting report on Sean O'Sullivan.
This is his first start against Arizona. It's fastball averaging 89.5 miles per hour. But he just really needs to stay down in the zone and get quick early outs.
Well, we saw Jerome Williams linger through an hour and 17-minute rain delay last night to go 5 and pick up the win. Be nice to see O'Sullivan match what we saw from Aaron Harang and Cole Hamels. Fly ball left field. Ben Revere was shaded over toward the line, and there's one away. All right, guys, it's time now for our Nissan keys to today's ball game.
Taking a look at it, if the role fits. A lot of role players in the lineup today for the Phillies, and early and often. They need to get on Colemenser early. He's a guy that will give it up, so they can go ahead and attack him early, but everyone knows their role. They just have to go out there and play according to it.
I'll add a late key, if I could. Darren Ruff's back in there again. Didn't play the last 2 or 3 games, and I think there is another key. One of the missing cogs in the Phillies offense, I believe, is Darren Ruff getting hot. And, if he could and get Chase going, we might have something going on here.
Yeah, we've seen Sizemore and we've seen Jeff Franco get hot off the bench. And a couple games for Darren Ruff, but not as consistently. There's Chase getting the day off today. He and Ryan Howard both. No balls and 2 strikes to Mark Trumbo. He's 1 for 5 in the series so far. Reaches out and pokes it foul. All right, what about the potential for a sweep? You guys were both on teams. You guys probably look forward to the opportunity to sweep a team out if you could. I know you've already won the series.
I've always found out that it's not that hard to do. At home, you got the momentum in your side. Good things are happening to you if you won the first 2 games. We got a couple of really hot hitters with a lot of momentum. I use the word a lot today. I think it's very important. Get a little lead, get the other team pressing a little bit, and sweep them.
Be a nice way to wrap up this homestand after the way it started.
And Colementer's a guy that they're able to do it against. 5.27 ERA.
Breaking ball outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Trumbo. Another one out of the strike zone, and now it's full 3-2. Paul Goldschmidt is on deck.
Trying to get the swing with a pitch like that. They must be. The pitchers like last night as well. We were talking about that. It looks like they're throwing the slider at the outside corner, trying to get the swing, right?
Yeah, but that's the pitch you want to execute your out pitch with, is that 2-2. He had him 0-2 and then he walks it. So in my mind, that's not, 2-2 is as far as you want to go with that hitter.
And you're almost out of the inning. I mean, you got 4 pitches, and you're 1 out and an 0-2 count on the second hitter. You got a chance to get out of the first inning with under 2. And, he kind of pitched to the second hitter like he was Babe Ruth.
Well, now you're facing their version of Babe Ruth and Paul Goldschmidt. 2 for 8 in the series, a double and a home run. 10 home runs overall, 32 runs batted in. And that pitch is over for a strike. It's 0-1. Goldschmidt, his last 17 games, has 5 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Fouls it away, and it's quickly 0-2. Nice catch by a gentleman in the suite level. You take a look at Goldschmidt this season, 5th in average, tied for 4th in home runs. He is 3rd in RBIs. 32 is 3rd at this point. Giancarlo Stanton's having a great start with the power numbers. Todd Frazier the same.
Numbers are going back to the PED era.
Yeah. In the dirt, and it's 1-2. Well, here's the home run last night.
6-second home run.
And this was a tower.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
A hair over. So was it 6.2? Is that what we said last night?
Yes.
Well, he does hit some moonshots.
Well, it's getting to a point in the lineup that, you know, A.J. Pollock is behind him tonight, but there's no reason to pitch to him unless he's going to get somebody behind him that backs him up.
There's a fly ball to right field. Grady Sizemore wanders under it, and there are 2 outs. Back to first goes Trumbo. Well, what about this homestand, Murph? We mentioned it didn't start out all that well for the Phils, but it's finishing up well.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, that's the way you want to do it. If you're not going to start out quickly, then you might as well end strong, and that's exactly what the Phils have been able to do. And, you know, you've already talked about the series win, but, yeah, go out and get the sweep today against these Diamondbacks. You take a look. The first 5 games, just batting .242, scored only 14 runs in those games and 3 home runs. But the last 4 games, the 4-0 record, how about a batting average, team batting average of .290, 18 runs scored. You have the 2 home runs and a terrific starting ERA for your starting pitchers right there at 2.08. So very impressive, and they like to, as I said, finish strong and well, get out of the first inning. That's a good start.
Yeah, Shut O'Sullivan finishing strong in this inning. He allows a 1-out walk, but then gets the next 2 to fly out to right, middle of the first. It's the Diamondbacks nothing, and the Phillies coming up. Hunt against Josh Colmenter. Let's take a look at the Phils lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. After Blanco, it's Sizemore hitting 3rd, Darren Ruff 4th. Michael Franco will bat 5th. Cesar Hernandez hits 6th. Odubel Herrera is back in center field. He'll bat 7th. Cameron Rupp will bat 8th. And batting 9th at pitching is Sean O'Sullivan. And they will face veteran right-hander Josh Colmenter, now 29 years old. 34 wins, 31 losses, lifetime. Well, one thing about it, Ben, is he's going to give up a lot of base runners. He may not walk a whole lot, but he's going to give up a lot of hits.
He's going to give up some hits. You just can't get caught up in his motion. You have to look for the ball. He's not an overpowering guy, 83 to 86, 3-pitch pitcher, but he has not fared well against the Phillies. But don't get caught up. It's the Iron Mike machine, straight over the top, and here it is. Look for the ball.
And Revere takes strike 1. Yeah, last year 8 2/3 against the Phillies. He allowed 15 hits, but only 6 earned runs. Ben hitting .241, no homers, 11 RBIs, 0 for 5 in this series. Way out front. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Elaine Grayasaki. I pronounced it before. Now I don't remember how I said it. Grayowski from Medford, New Jersey. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game. Elaine will win $100.
Good luck, Elaine.
There's a line drive to right, a base hit for Revere. I swear I practiced that name earlier today. I did.
See, that's what we're talking about. He made him look foolish on that changeup before. I mean, foolish on a 73-mile-an-hour changeup, and then he try and rush him inside with a fastball. Throw the changeup again. These pitchers, I don't know where they're coming from at times. You know, he had him 1-2, and then he throws that pitch. Just throw another changeup. Maybe Ben would have hit it, but better than executing that fastball.
Well, it ends an 0 for 8 stretch for Revere. Now Andres Blanco is up. Blanco had a pinch hit double his only time up last night. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, don't ask me why pitchers do what they do.
I had to work with it for 16 years.
Smart,
believe me.
if they were smart, we'd get less than 3 hits out of 10. The good hitters. But we gotta hope they stay dumb.
At least some of the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I just made him look foolish. I can't throw that one again. He's looking for it. You know.
And your thought is, if you made him look foolish, see if you make him look foolish again. Let him prove it. 2 balls and no strikes to Blanco. Revere with 6 stolen bases this season. He's been caught 3 times. You have a different catcher behind the plate. It's not Tuffy Go Switch. It's Jordan Pacheco. Fly ball left center field. It's not deep, and A.J. Pollock is there, and there's 1 out. Well, the conditions here at the ballpark, they seem to be ever changing. See the cloud cover on the top of Center City, 82 degrees. It's humid. Ben, is it humid today?
Very humid. It's fan worthy.
Yeah.
It is the brightest. I know the lights are on here, but it's the brightest cloudy day ever.
Here's Grady Sizemore. Sizemore's 4 for 7 in this series. I went back and looked at some of his numbers when he was with the Indians. You know, he had 1 year where he had 53 doubles. I mean, that's just incredible. 3-time All-Star. Revere goes, pitches outside, throw to second is high, and Revere is safe at second. Stolen base number 7.
No contest.
You ever run like that, Mike?
No, well, I'll tell you, a lot of times I thought I was running like that.
Well, it's a great jump, but not a strong throw by Pacheco. But Ben was picking him up and putting him down.
I would think Cole Mentor's a guy you can run on just because of the over-the-top sort of delivery. A little deliberate to the plate. That one's pulled toward first. Goldschmidt has it. And over to third base goes Revere. So 3 unassisted, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Did you get through all that ice cream last night?
Oh, yeah, I ate 6 tubs. Heck no, we have it on
it's on ice?
Yeah, it's in Rob's refrigerator down there. Hope it's in the freezer.
Breaking ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. This is the ice cream we're talking about. Rob Brooks is in the back providing. Is it a quart? Is that a quart?
I guess it is. It's not a pint. It's bigger than a pint.
At the knees, it's 1-1. Darrett hitting just 189. He's 2 for his last 18. Only one AB in this series. It was a pinch hit appearance.
Wow, that was close. Must have a little bit of a bad angle on a monitor here. Boy, that sure looked like caught the inside corner.
Mike Everett's the home plate umpire. You can faintly kind of hear him say that's inside. Now he's talking to somebody because he just put his hands out like this. I don't know if he was talking to Pacheco or if Colementor said something.
Some umpires will tell you location. Most won't. But you can hear him say, no, that's inside. And most of the time they'll just do it on the close ones.
Should be a good opportunity for something here for Darren.
Outside, ball 4. And here comes Franco. Well, he doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. That's only his 5th walk of the season in 41 2/3 innings of work. Franco's average at 125, 1 for 8 so far since his call-up. He was hitting a smoking hot 355 down in the International League. He's got Rivera at third, Ruff at first. Just off the end of the bat, a fly ball to shallow left. And Inciarte will retire Franco. So the Phillies get a couple base runners, but do not score. We played 1. We'll head to the second. No score. Phillies and the Diamondbacks. May 29th, when the Phillies come off this next road trip, and they'll take on the Colorado Rockies. It's a 3-game series. A free Fanatic children's book to fans 14 and under. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. You want to wonder how high the foul pole is? Well, a pretty good perspective right there. We'll go to the second. Yasmani Tomas will lead it off.
That's what they should have given that Thor guy the other day to swing with, the foul pole.
Well, Jonathan Papelbon tried to give him a wiffle ball bat because he wasn't getting around on Ryan Howard's bat. One ball, no strikes to Tomas. He had his first major league home run last night, an opposite field shot. And he lines that one to left field, a base hit. So a leadoff single. That was a hanger.
Well, it might have been a hanger, but it was a get over slider on a 1-0 count. I mean, he hit that like a machine. He didn't budge, poke over the plate. Pow! He smoked a line drive right at. That's textbook hit a breaking ball right there. Woo.
It's funny, even with his home run, it looks like he's on skates with his front foot. He keeps sliding when he lands. Aaron Hill, who's had one appearance as a pinch hitter in this series. He takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Still amazed when he signed with the Diamondbacks. It was one of those things that he signed with who?
Yeah.
It was because he was so highly touted and sought after by a lot of teams, including the Phillies. And then he signs with Arizona, and you're like, oh, okay.
To the right side, and that is going to sneak through for a base hit. Tomas round second, holds there.
No, that didn't look like an intended move, trying to hit that ball the opposite field in that hole. Watch this. Looks like an inside fastball that he kind of inside outs with a downswing, almost like he's trying to hit it over there. See?
Yeah.
Maybe the base runner missed a hit and run.
Well, and it was just out of the reach of Blanco. Wasn't it all that hard? Blanco went a long way to try to corral it too. Well, Chris Owings is the batter. 5 straight multi-hit games for Owings. 5 for 8 in this series. Phillies will hope to turn 2 here with nobody out here at the top of the second. And he shows bunt, takes low, 1-0.
Oh, interesting. I was just about to say Franco has no reason to be playing shallow. As hot a bat as Owings is swinging right now. And then he squares around the bunt.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that too.
Plus, you bunt the runners over for the 8 and 9 hitters, so
could have just been faking the bunt. Well, they got the third baseman in, that's for sure.
Fly ball center field. It's not going to be deep enough for any of the runners to advance, and Herrera puts it away. One-handed grab. And 1 out. Jordan Pacheco's coming up. Set your alarm because on Monday morning, Rob Ellis, Julian Mealy, Barrett Brooks, and Sarah Baker will be waking you up on Breakfast on Broad, presented by Virtua Joint Replacement Institute. Weekday mornings from 6 until 8 over on the Comcast Network and streaming live on breakfastonbroad.com. Mike, you on the show this past week on Breakfast on Broad?
I'm nodding.
You're nodding?
Someone in my ear said, just nod if you were. You know that guy in your ear? Go back to that last play. Wouldn't it be, and I know they track everything nowadays. And by the way, speaking of tracking, there's something in our stands that can track the speed of a hit ball.
Right.
Okay? And there was a great article on ESPN.com today about, a buddy of mine showed it to me, about Chase Utley, and that he's the most unlucky hitter in baseball this year in terms of the speed with which they've tracked his hit balls.
Well, Sedberg and Larry Boa and Steve Henderson have been saying that the whole year, that he's hit the ball hard and not much to show for it.
But that wasn't what the point I was going to make was in that last at bat with Owings, wouldn't it be nice to be able to know, like, over 100 of those situations which you were most likely to score if the batter bunts him over or if you let the batter hit?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if there was a hard and fast rule that we knew that 65% of the time, if that batter bunts, you will score at least 1 run.
That would be a good stat, and I think if it was that high, they'd definitely be bunting.
Yeah.
Well,
the game is so subjective. I mean, in hindsight, plays such a big part in our game. You know, we'll second guess pitches after we know a guy laced a single on that particular pitch, but we don't even have the conversation. Right? We don't even have a conversation if the guy pops it up.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, we have Bloomberg Analytics, which we use a lot, and I bet you they could break that down and figure out. Now, it may take some time to break it down around the league itself. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, you obviously never bunt with certain guys in that situation. They're sluggers, they're run producers. Owing's a hot hitter. We were up here saying he's not going to bunt because he's got 4 or 5 in a row multi-hit games. And then he pops it up. Becomes a very unproductive at bat.
I wonder if the guy you were talking to earlier today, if he had those numbers when he was managing Tony La Russa. I'm sure he did. Chopper over to third. Franco will touch the bag and zip the throw across the diamond for a double play. Good way to finish up the second. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left for the D-backs. Middle of the second. Cesar Hernandez will lead it off when we come back. May 30th, when the Phillies take on the Colorado Rockies. You're going to want to stick around after the game if you have a child who is 14 and under. It's Nemours Kids Run the Bases after the game comes to a close. You can get tickets for those 3 games by going to Phillies.com. Phillies will see the Diamondbacks this week in a 4-game series. Plenty of French fries to be served out of Chickies and Pete's. We go to the bottom of the second. And Cesar Hernandez, Odubel Herrera, and Cameron Rupp will be the batters against Cole Mentor. Cesar 1 for 2 in this series, 8 for his last 24.
With how many base on balls?
Yeah, in fact, that's a good question. Is it
like 6 or 7?
Yeah, over the last couple weeks, he has changed around all those numbers that say he takes the fewest pitches to being one of the guys that takes the most pitches. And he pulls that one down the right field line. That'll be in for a base hit going to the wall, and Cesar will get at least 2 out of this as he pulls into second with a stand-up double, 3rd double this season.
Really taking advantage of his opportunity to play. And the guy that's out working, see him always with the back of his hand, making the plays in the field.
Ben, that is a quiet little stroke. You know, I mean, it's just a smooth. That stroke right there is a stroke of a hitter.
And there's no room for error.
I know. The game is supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be. If you don't, I hate the term "do too much," but it's a very good description of what people do in sports. They try to make more out of. Trying to get more out of situations than you can.
Yeah, with that approach, you cannot really get in trouble.
But for the 2nd straight night, we've got an umpire that's been hit by a ball.
Well, that scattered the whole crew there.
Sure did.
Yo.
Oh, man.
So Ben, did the catcher think the ball's going to hit the batter?
Apparently.
I don't need to catch it.
Unless he lost track of it. Hit Mike Everett right on the quad.
Scott Sheridan coming out to check.
Scott looks nice today.
Well, they got a nice attire going, the Phillies athletic trainers today.
Last night, Tim Welke gets hit. And I was talking to Jim Jackson today. He said he did a pregame interview. He said, "Do you have any run-ins with Tim Welke?" I said, "Never." And he said, "What a nice gentleman." He is. He's a great guy. And we saw him last night with Go Switch. He's like tapping him on the back. "Hey, man, it's okay. I know you didn't do that on purpose. I got smoked, but we're good to go."
Odubel fouls it back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. This is last night. Oh, and that didn't hit any part of Go Switch's glove. It just hit him flush in the shoulder. Look how much that rolled up the line.
These guys are going to not want to come home plate with these Diamondbacks. Herrera now needs to look for a ball in and just smoke it on the ground. No, he's going to bunt.
He bunts toward third.
Nothing wrong with that either.
Tomas has it, throws to first just in time.
Nice play.
That was a heady play. Very heady play. He gives himself a chance for a base hit. Makes the third baseman barehand the ball. So I think you got a 50-50 shot of a base hit if the third baseman has to barehand the ball.
Would you have barehanded that one? I mean, obviously you have to know the
sure.
runner.
I really didn't know where. No, probably wouldn't have. Hard to say. I mean, just by what it looked like. I mean, if you can get your glove on it, you need to, because if you try to barehand, you give the guy a base hit. I never like for anybody to get a base hit. I'd rather have an error anytime. Let a opposing player get a base hit.
Here's Cameron Rupp. And Rupp hits it out towards center field. That'll be deep enough to score the run. Tagging from third is Hernandez. And he'll coast home. It's a sac fly.
Folks, you see how easy it is to play this game?
On an everyday basis?
Really? You get a nice little double, no problem. Odubel plays down a nice little, maybe it's a hit, maybe it's not, bunt, moves into third. Cameron Rupp becomes an RBI man by hitting a fly ball. We're up 1-0. They have to score 2 to beat us.
Well, for Rupp, that RBI, his first of the year. And here's Sean O'Sullivan, who takes high.
Former third baseman Sean O'Sullivan.
Oh, so I looked up his numbers at Grossmont Junior College. So his only year there before he was drafted, he hit .408 with 8 home runs and 41 runs batted in.
See that hack right there?
Sorry about it.
I'll tell you what, all we need is a fastball in the inner, right on the inside corner. Sayonara.
0 for 4 this year. Down in the minor leagues, he was a lifetime .347 hitter.
Yeah, I think he's got one thing on his mind. No, he doesn't. He'll poke one the other way.
3-1 on the putout. And the side is retired, but the Phillies do strike first. They get a sac fly after the leadoff double by Cesar Hernandez. So they lead it 1-0 as we go to the third. You might have some time. Get yourself a cheesesteak. Way the Phillies bike ride through the city of Philadelphia, the 25-mile trek. It was a little delayed to get started. Fanatic wanted all the attention to himself, and there's Greg Murphy with the GoPro on his hat now and his helmet and everything. Little slow start for Murphy. He was pacing himself. Well, I was surprised. I got in here this morning and he was already done in a little over an hour. Murph was able to cross the line. This is a great first venture for the Phils for this bike ride. There's Murph just singing a song. Murph, were you singing a song in this video that we're watching?
Yeah, I was humming to myself. You got to keep yourself occupied when you're, alone with your thoughts.
Well, how was the bike ride?
It was terrific. It was great. I think over 800 riders, and all, that signed up to pay money for Phillies charities, and I know they raised a ton of money. It was a great ride, a real nice ride through the Navy Yard and through FDR Park, and then we went down Columbus Boulevard and up past the Art Museum. So all in and around the city, and I think everybody had a great time. So almost everybody got back in one piece, and that's an important part of any kind of bike ride. So it was great. We had a good time.
Have you looked at any? You haven't had time to look at any of the footage yet that was on your helmet, right?
I have not.
Oh,
I have
really?
not. But I look forward to seeing that.
Did you finish first?
I did not finish first. No, I did not.
But you finished a lot sooner than you thought.
I did. I actually thought it was going to take us closer to an hour and 45 minutes, and I think we finished in about an hour and 15. So I'm not sure. I was riding with my cousin John, and I'm not sure if we were going fast or what. But, yeah, we did all right.
Well, here's Josh Coleman to lead things off in the top of the third, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. So now Murph will put his bike away for how many months?
Well, I'll need it back at the end of July. So.
Oh, okay. There's a liner out toward right field, and Sizemore will play it on a hop. And Colementor has a leadoff single here in the third.
Well, apparently we have two good hitting pitchers.
Two hitting pitchers, yeah.
Heavily bearded.
Coleman came in today hitting .250.
Well, here's Inciarte, who flied to left his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Fires a fastball toward the outside corner, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Had a nice discussion with Tony La Russa, earlier. Good old friend from Jupiter, Florida, back in his Cardinals days. And he's looking around now that they have the #1 pick in the draft this year. So he's
nice play by Blanco to get the lead runner at second.
Know your runner.
That's right. He did. He knew the pitcher was running. Had plenty of time. Even though it looked like he had to rush it, he still had plenty of time.
Anytime you can get the lead out, the lead runner, it just makes it that much easier for the pitcher.
I guess he was just going to round the bag. No intention of sliding.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought the throw was going to go that way.
He had a cigar in his back pocket. He didn't want to crush it.
Quick throw over to first base. Tony is the chief baseball officer of the Arizona Diamondbacks. They do have the #1 overall pick. And did he tell you which way he was leaning? Was he going pitcher or fielder? Or was he going college guy, high school guy?
No, he didn't tell me, but he is traveling around assessing the talent available.
I will say this, though. If you're a high school kid or a college kid and Tony La Russa's come out to look at you to see if you're going to be the #1 pick, I mean,
there's Tony.
It's a pretty good honor right there. Hall of Fame manager.
Texting. There was a time when he didn't text or have a cell phone. That's one heck of a baseball man there.
He had 3 rings, 1 with Oakland, 2 with St. Louis.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now that I say that, let me go back and check. Yeah, he has 3 world championships. 4-time manager of the year. That A's team wound up losing to the Dodgers in one of the World Series. Everybody thought they would win more than 1.
That team was stacked.
The team was stacked. It was 1988. The Dodgers surprised everybody by winning the National League pennant, and then surprised everybody else by winning the World Series title.
Swept them, didn't they? Dodgers sweep them?
Yeah.
Orel Hershiser went on that run.
Kirk Gibson hit that home run.
I should have started this conversation off with Hall of Famer Tony La Russa.
The ball's at 2 strikes to Trumbo. He walked his first time up. Runner goes, pitch is taken outside, throw to second by Ruff, and he is safe at second base. Inciarte got a really good jump on that. 5th stolen base of the year for Inciarte.
Cameron Rupp is feeling it behind the plate. It's a great jump. It's a terrible pitch to throw on, but he does everything in his power to throw a strike to second. It's a great throw.
I think everybody was waiting to see if the Phillies were going to review that. Larry Bowa went to the phone, but they must have felt like he got in there before the tag, if there was even a tag.
Was Bowa still a bearded man?
You know, I didn't see him this morning when I went to the clubhouse. He should have shaved it by now.
No. Superstition.
Well, I thought if they won the series.
Yeah, there you go. See, we talked last night. You can't, you can't shave it when you've got 4 in a row going.
You know, the goatee's coming in okay. The rest of the beard's taking a little time now.
You want to know how old you really are? It's grow yourself a beard when you get to be in your late 60s and look in the mirror. Take it from me. Or Carl.
Carl Graber, our statistician. It's got a little black in that gray, but not much. The lead Inciarte has off second base. He's going to have to step off. Nope. Swing and a miss. He gets Trumbo. 2 outs. First strikeout for O'Sullivan. Time now for the Jeep Stump the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, guys, who is the only Major League pitcher to have at least 1 complete game each season from 06 to 2014? I'm going to tell you, this is not the guy that you would think it is. 06 to 2014. Now, just so you know, he is still on the active roster. Goldschmidt's the batter. He flied out his first time up.
Of some team. Am I missing something here? Do these questions always have something to do with?
They do. They always usually have something to do with the teams that are playing.
Okay.
Goldschmidt takes outside, 1-0. How much here is this guy going to get anything to hit? Anything at all? What do you think, Ben?
Shouldn't.
I don't even know why they're pitching to him. No, I'm serious. I would not pitch to him in this situation.
Because of that, you know, they're going to try to nibble, and so what if they walk him? But what you're saying is exactly right. What if you miss? Miss over the middle of the plate with one of these nibblers?
Better be safe than sorry. Whew. Phillies might be thinking, you know what? Just try nibble. If he does go up top, it's 2-1. It's the 3rd inning. You know, so
if this one's a ball, he'll probably put up 4, right? Yep.
There it is.
Hesitantly, I might add.
Yeah, why waste your bullets?
So they'll face Pollock now with runners on first and second. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV today. A.J. Pollock is 0 for 1. He flied out quickly to right field his first time up. His average of .291, 3 homers and 13 runs batted in. Out of play, and it's 0-1.
Another nice play by a fan. Called it in.
Got Gold Glovers all around the ballpark these last few days. Still none walking around with a baby.
Play of the year.
Yeah.
So far. All right, let's see what we got here. Call it. You got to call it. Yeah.
No communication on that one. Diamondbacks, as we mentioned, first in the league in hitting, they're .269, and look at that, 2 outs with runners in scoring position, second in Major League Baseball in that category. And now Ruff is going to chat with O'Sullivan.
So what are you calling here, Ben? You can put your glove, point to the ground. Don't be afraid to bounce it. Give me your best snap it off slider here or something.
I'm going high heater.
Yeah, high heater. Chooch likes that pitch. He doesn't a lot of times. I see it go straight to the put away pitch.
In the dirt, Enciarte is going to go to third, and up to second is Goldschmidt. That's a wild pitch. It was blocked by Rupp, but man, did it shoot and roll up that third base line.
What was a fastball?
It was a breaking ball. Breaking ball in the dirt. Changeup, actually. It was a changeup.
That looked like it was the pitch that Rupp wanted before he went out and talked to O'Sullivan.
O2 changeup.
Boy, does that change this at bat.
He still has him in the hole.
Enciarte is way down the third base line. Now Franco walks over a little bit. It's signed, now 2-2. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, the Braves have jumped out to a 5-0 lead over the Marlins. Jace Peterson, whose first Major League home run was a grand slam last night, has a couple RBIs today with a run scored. No hits for the Marlins through the first 4 innings of that game. Actually, there's now 1 out in the bottom of the 5th in that one. That's Shelby Miller on the mound for Atlanta. Henderson Alvarez making his return for Miami. Chopper over to left side, backhanded by Hernandez. He's got to hurry, and it's just, oh no, it's not in time. A run scores. Andres Blanco immediately signaled that he was out. Here comes Ryan Sandberg. So right now it'll be an infield hit and a run batted in. Cesar filling in today for Freddie Galvis. Yeah, that is Sean Barber, the first base umpire.
Sometimes when you hit balls like that, you clear the box as you're pretty quick. Oh, he's out.
Yeah, he's out. At least it looks like that right there. He looks like he's out. It's very close, though. It's one of those that they may say there's not enough, but right there the ball's in the glove and his foot is just now hitting the bag. So they should review this, and if they're seeing what we're seeing, that could be the final out of the 3rd inning. So they are going to review it.
How many times have we said that this year, though,
Yeah,
Tom?
I know.
Is there enough to overturn it?
I think this year more than any other year, we're not fighting. Like we're saying, okay, there may not be enough evidence to totally erase it. We've seen that time and time again. That one looked like there was enough space between the foot and the bag when the ball arrived in the glove, particularly on the first shot that we showed you.
I agree.
It's amazing how the fans get to see this.
Yeah,
you know, it really is added dimension to the interest in what's going on in the game.
Well, here it is again. Watch as Pollock reaches for the bag with his foot, and the ball right there is in the glove, and his foot's not on the bag yet. So New York was already starting to look at this, as we mentioned. That's something that we didn't point out as often last year. They were looking at it as the umpires were walking toward the headsets. Now they're just trying to make sure that there's conclusive evidence. And if they looked at that angle, they may not have conclusive evidence. Here we go. And the call is he's out at first base. So the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. A break for the Phils. Just enough on that throw by Cesar Hernandez. And we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. #1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. And by Chevrolet, visit your local dealer at chevydealer.com. 1-0 Phils. They get a break on instant replay to end the top of the 3rd. Ben Revere leads it off and takes a ball from Josh Colmenter, 29-year-old from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Went to Central Michigan, was drafted in the 15th round by the Diamondbacks in 2007. I tell you, the game takes all kinds. When he first came up in his first couple years in the big leagues, when he threw like this, that his fastball was topping off at 87, 88 miles an hour, you wondered, well, how long is he going to last in the big leagues? But he's figured it out. Mixing up his velocities, his location. And ball 4, Revere works out a walk.
You got to work real hard to walk Ben.
Yes, you do.
Second walk of the game overall for Colmenter. 2015's Food Service Breakout Player of the Year is W.B. Mason, providing amazingly low prices on kitchen disposables, consumables, smallwares, and so much more. From your new restaurant partner, Huba, W.B. Mason. Andres Blanco is up with throw going over to Chase Revere back. Be nice if Ben picks a spot early to try to steal a bag here with Blanco up. Boy, Pacheco really jumped out from behind home plate. I mean, he was
Catcher's ball.
he was pretty high on that one. All right, Ben.
Ever had a catcher's ball?
I mean, have you ever had a catcher's ball? I mean, he was up pretty good on that one.
He was way out there, and it just gives it away way too early. You just have to, get out there, but creep. But he just.
I mean, look how long he's waiting.
What actually is the rule on that?
Supposed to be.
There's a backhanded play by Hill. They get one, and they get two. 4-6-3 double play.
Isn't it after you can't move till he throws it?
Basically, yeah. Essentially, that's it.
I mean, it's a play that'll never get called. But you're just giving yourself up. I mean, everyone in the world can see that. I don't care if there's a lefty up or not. You're going to be able to see that as a base runner.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen guys creep out, but that was
mostly on intentional passes.
Yeah, I mean, he was cheating right there, cheating to get less of a path to throw the ball.
Can you imagine if the umpire would have jumped out of there? That's a balk.
I honestly don't. I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen it in 10 years.
Have you seen it ever?
I may have seen it in the minor leagues. I don't think I've seen it in the major leagues. It's Rule 4.03. It states that the catcher shall station himself directly back of the plate. He may leave his position at any time to catch a pitch or make a play, except when a batter is being given an intentional base on balls. The catcher must stand with both feet within the lines of the catcher's box until the ball leaves the pitcher's hands.
That's what I thought.
Right. The catcher's balk is charged to the pitcher and has the same penalty as any other balk. And a line drive caught by Owings, who was playing shallow at the shortstop position. The side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We've played 3. Phillies lead it 1-0. part of what that young lady is getting a chance to enjoy. A little face painting, a little arm painting. It's tickets that can be purchased for the arcade level here at Citizens Bank Park. And with that, you get a complimentary face paint, or in this case, another arm paint. You also get $5 ice cream sundaes, root beer floats at Harry the K's. From the 4th inning on again, it's located at the club level, or arcade level, I should say, on the club level here at Citizens Bank Park. Odubel Herrera will make the catch on Yasmani Tomas. There's the end result, a little Fanatic action. So all those guys opted for arm paint instead of face paint. It's their prerogative.
Easier to get off as well.
Yeah.
First 1 ball, 1 out. Like he threw him the pitch he laced for a single last time. Said, well, let's see if he can do it again, and he didn't. He couldn't. He popped it up to the center fielder.
Aaron Hill takes a strike. It's 0-1. Hill singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Diamondbacks will head to Miami after this ball game to take on the Marlins. The Phillies head to Colorado to take on the Rockies.
Go high fastball pop up here. Or ground ball.
Should be an easy play for Cesar, and it is. 2 outs.
No, not every pitcher can execute that high fastball. Some guys, it's just a wasted pitch. Some guys, they have to throw it at such a height where it looks good. Some guys just throw it over the catcher's head. It serves no purpose. So some guys can do it and elevate that baseball to set up another pitch or to get a swing and miss. Some guys just cannot flat out do it.
So it has to look somewhat like a strike in order for the guy to offer it.
It can't be too low where obviously it's going to be hittable, but it has to be high enough where it looks good and you just cannot catch up to it.
Guys that can do it are the guys that have a little hop on their ball, you know, like sort of like the 3/4 guys that lead with their with that elbow a little bit, and the ball kind of rises. You know, it's the guy that throws 97. Occasionally, he can get it there when he wants. So I'm just going to throw 197 here, 0-2, and it's usually going to be high when they do that.
Off the end of the bat, pop up right side. Andres Blanco.
Still got a good inning.
Great inning. 1-2-3 go the Diamondbacks. The first 1-2-3 inning of the day for Sean O'Sullivan. It took just 7 pitches for him to get through it. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Darren Ruff will lead it off when we come back. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places. Buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians. And buy McDonald's. Any size hot or iced coffee is just $1. McDonald's. I'm loving it. I think whatever storms were scheduled to hit this area have gone right past us. It is cloudy today, humid. But so far so good as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Darren Ruff will lead it off. Big curveball. 70 miles an hour. That looked like it went above the 12 down to the 6. In the air to left field. Going back on it is Inciarte to the wall, and it is gone. A home run for Darren Ruff. His third of the year. It's a 2-0 ball game.
We're glad to see that, Ben. Tommy. I tell you, this kid getting hot the rest of the season, boy, he'd be an added offensive weapon.
Tries to sneak a heater in here after that slow first pitch curveball. Darren Ruff barrels it, knows it. Yaka.
Pretty good swing right there. It makes a winner of Elaine Growoski of Medford in our McDonald's home run jackpot. Elaine just won $100. So 2-0 Phillies here at the bottom of the fourth. Michael Franco 0 for 1. He flied to left his first time up. Hits that one out toward left center field and playable for Pollock. Colemeter almost got him to lunge a little bit off that. There was no lunging at all for Darren Ruff though on his swing.
It'll make the flight to Colorado very enjoyable for Darren. Nothing like going deep on getaway day. See his separation now. He gets his foot down, but his hands and his head do not follow that stride. Kept everything back, and that is a short swing for a big fella.
Was that weekend at Bernie's there in the dugout?
Another chopper foul, and it's 0-2.
You don't want to show?
Change up outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Try the same pitch. And that one's a little lower, so 2-2. Last ball game for Colemeter against Washington. He went 1 1/3. He allowed 8 hits and 9 earned runs. He allowed 2 home runs in the first inning of the ball game. A leadoff home run to Denard Span, and then a 3-run shot to Ryan Zimmerman. And a called strike 3, an 84-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 away here in the fourth.
For Colemeter to be effective, he has to be spot on. He has to locate. He cannot miss over the plate. And that's exactly what he just did to Caesar. Dotted a heater away.
Odubel sacrificed his last time up. And loops one over to shortstop. And right there is Owings. Side is retired, but the Phils tack on another one. A home run by Darren Ruff. It's his third of the year. Didn't get this one inside enough, and Darren made him pay. So it's 2-0 Phils after 4 here in Philadelphia. Guys, here's the question. Who is the only major league pitcher to have at least one complete game each season from 2006 to 2014? All right, now he is currently on the Diamondbacks roster, but is going through an injury right now, rehabbing his way back.
I'm going to say Bronson Arroyo.
Bronson Arroyo is correct. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of Phillies prize pack. I have to admit, that surprises me. Nothing against Bronson.
That he got it, or that it was.
Well, that Ben got it, yes, but that it is Bronson Arroyo.
Tom. His arm finally gave out.
Never dawned on me to look at the roster here in front of me.
Yeah, he's out with Tommy John surgery. After Tommy John surgery, trying to make his way back. You're right, though, Ben. His arm finally gave out because he had as rubber an arm as you will find.
Knows how to pitch. With a leg kick that very unconventional. It was straight out. There's no bend in that leg at all.
Lays off a breaking ball. It's 1-2. It's a long run for everyone involved, and Darren Ruff slides and can't get to it. So no play on that. It remains 1-2.
Great try. Probably reminded him a little of the time he got hurt last year. Very, very similar circumstances where he slid into the wall in left field.
That's knowing your field there. Because if you go straight into it, you're going to run right into the wall. Better to be safe and slide.
Got him with a breaking ball. Pacheco is struck out. Second strikeout for O'Sullivan. And one out here in the fifth. Also going on in town today, the Italian Market Festival, the South Street Italian Market Festival. South 9th Street Italian Market Festival. Some great food, great atmosphere, and some great music as well. We had some cannolis yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Not from the festival, but maybe they were.
You know there's going to be some great food down there.
Cole Mentor single to right field, his first time up. Dribbler up the first base line. Ruff will gather it. 2 outs. Little fedora there.
I think he likes that.
I don't know if he does.
I'm going to say no.
Something is scratching my head here.
Oh, get this thing off of me.
Speaking as a fellow bald guy, as that little fella is, it does scratch your head pretty easily.
Babies could talk.
Ciarte is 0 for 2. He's flied to left. He's reached on a fielder's choice. Shows bunt, takes low, 1 ball, no strikes. Fedora is gone.
Something else is bothering him. You better try the diaper, Mom. My teeth hurt.
Time for a biggie. 2 balls and no strikes. Toyota Major League scoreboard. Shelby Miller's no-hitter is now through 6. Top of the 7th inning. Braves lead at 6-0. Or maybe it wasn't the hat.
Maybe he's tired.
Yeah.
He's tired. Seen that look a few thousand times.
Yeah, in our office. 2-1. Larry was doing it today when he got to the ballpark.
What time did you guys get home last night?
I got home. It was after midnight. 12:30 maybe.
Now, do you pack at night when you get home?
I usually pack the day we leave. I do. I actually packed on Friday and still forgot 3 items, including my sport coat.
Do you have to pack extra hair gel for the 10-day road trip?
I took some out this time. I didn't think I needed it as much. And a call, strike 3. O'Sullivan picks up a strikeout to begin the inning and end the inning. He's got 3 overall. This is by far his best outing of the season for the Phils. He's got a 2-0 lead, and if he's lucky, he may get something to eat after the ball game too. Benz Monday night at 7:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. A view from the Comcast Center in Center City. Folks enjoying themselves here at Citizens Bank Park. Why not? A Sunday afternoon. Phillies lead it 2-0. And Cameron Ruff, who has one of the 2 RBIs, will lead it off. Takes a curveball outside. It's 1-0. Cameron was 2 for 3 in his last start on this homestand. He also threw a couple guys out trying to steal. And it's out of play. It's 1-2.
This guy's given a new meaning to over the top. I mean, this guy throws overhand. In fact, he's almost exaggerated a little to the first base side of overhand.
He's throwing it around his head.
Shallow right field. Goldschmidt is out there in foul territory, and he puts it away. So 1 away. Time now for our timeless moment. Let's go to Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right. Thank you very much, Tom. Yeah, brought to you by Coors Banquet. And on this date, back in 1979, there was a 10-inning affair in Wrigley. Perhaps you remember the Phils won that game 23-22. There were 11 combined home runs hit in that game. Dave Kickman had 3 of them. The guy, I believe to your right, Tom, had 2 of them, including a 2-out game-winning home run off of Bruce Sutter in the 10th. Took 4 hours and 3 minutes to play that game. But Mr. Mike Schmidt, he ended it and got the game winner for the Phils. You remember that, Mike? Obviously, 23-22.
Sure do. They've replayed that a few times on MLB Network. Spots of it. They haven't replayed the whole game, but sure. Whoa! Ben Revere almost got one there. Everybody did some hitting in that game. 23-22. I think Carlton might have started it.
I believe he did. It's funny, though. That's the kind of game where you're thinking, all right, we got this. And then all of a sudden,
they got it.
They got it.
You never know at Wrigley. You never know.
Wind was blowing out that day, I would assume.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
2 balls, 1 strike to O'Sullivan. Fly ball, shallow right center. And it's Pollock who makes the final call, and there's 2 away.
You know, some folks probably think that wind always blows out at Wrigley.
No.
It doesn't.
No,
I mean, sometimes you can get into one and it doesn't go anywhere.
That's why everybody's wondering how with the new video board in left center field and the new video board, I think there's one in right center, how that's going to if that's going to change anything at Wrigley Field. I don't know how. I don't know if it's going to change it, if it's going to help it, if it's going to hurt it. Numbers don't seem to be bothered by it even now. But Revere is 1 for 1 with a walk. He takes high. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
He's tried his flop curve a few times in the last 2 innings.
Over to first base. Goldschmidt gobbles it up. And an easy inning for Josh Colmenter. So he's through 5. He's allowed just 2. Phillies go down 1-2-3. We'll head to the 6th inning in a 2-0 game. The new franchise leader in saves. The Phillies added Jonathan to their bullpen in November of 2011. And he has stepped out of the bullpen and has delivered time and time again with the best save percentage in team history. His first save as a Philly came against Pittsburgh in April of 2012. The record-setting save once again left the Pirates on the short ends. Papelbon slammed the door on a major milestone in Philadelphia. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Ron DeBases is back. He was traded from the Mets to the Arizona Diamondbacks, if you can trade third base coaches. And he again was trying to instigate the Fanatic into a little bit of a battle, but Iggy the Iguana was able to take care of some business and look out for his friend. And the only thing left for Ron DeBases is his Arizona Diamondbacks hat. The Galapagos Gang, a new feature here at Citizens Bank Park throughout the course of the season. You can see them from time to time wandering the concourse. Just stay away from Iggy. Don't get him mad. Here's Mark Trumbo, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Off the end of the bat, floated out toward right center, and Herrera will put it away. I tell you, he's gotten a lot of those outs today.
Yeah, a lot of balls off the end of the bat. So he's, as much as we don't like that he doesn't have a put-away pitch sometimes with that 0-2 count, I mean, in the meat of the at-bats, he's getting the ball to the end of the bat. There it is, right there. It's a little cut right on the corner.
You know, he's much like Jerome Williams. He has to pitch to contact.
Good call.
But what I'm seeing out of him today is late movement. I mean, that's just a little cutter there where Trumbo thinks he can get to it, barrel it, and drive it, but it's late. It's a late movement, and that's why you see it off the end of the bat.
Well, Goldschmidt is 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. Fouls this one back. Well, there's the distribution of outs. Pretty even with the ground outs and the fly outs.
Sean Sullivan going with the changeup there. That is the pitch that he hit off of Justin DeFreitas to straightaway center for a double the other night, was that changeup. Hard to fool guys with changeups that don't stride.
Try to sneak a fastball past him. Kind of a show me fastball, and it's 1-2. And a called strike 3. That one he snuck right on by him. Goldschmidt, I guess, thought it was low. From our vantage point up top, we're not seeing where it went across the knees. It looked like a pretty good pitch.
I think it's a hair down, but we'll take it.
Yeah, it does look a hair down.
We'll take it. You know, you're right about that no stride, Ben. There's been some great hitters over the years, many more nowadays than back in the day. You know, back a nice bunch.
Franco's has no chance to get Pollock.
The first one that comes to mind for me is Paul Molitor. You know, he was a no stride guy, and I mean, that man could get some hits.
First one that comes to mind for me is Gary Maddox. Big wide stance, no stride.
Albert Pujols was like that for a lot of years. Now he's got a little leg kick, but.
And then let's go to Houston.
Jeff Bagwell.
Jeff Bagwell.
He actually strided backwards. I mean, he was very wide, but he would come back just a hair. It was something to watch him.
We just saw a feature on Molitor, and he said that he did that. He did the no stride because he didn't think he was quick enough. Like he just wanted to rely on his hands and just, you know, make as good a contact as he can. He just, when he first started, just didn't feel like he was quick enough to do anything else but just use his hands or his upper body. That one's going to chop right through the right side. A base hit. Pollock's on his way to third, and he'll get there. So first to third with 2 men down. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, an update between the Braves and the Marlins. Wow, they're through 7. And Shelby Miller still has a no-hitter. So 6-0 Atlanta. I'll tell you, that doesn't surprise me after seeing him twice this year. I mean, he's got great stuff, but he's doing it against a pretty good offensive lineup.
Yeah, we need to back up in this inning a little bit. Ben, their cleanup hitter, dropped a bunt for a base hit with 2 outs. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't.
And then their 5-hole hitter just poked a little ground ball to right field as he was the tying run with 2 outs. I don't know. I mean, from a 2-out hitting standpoint, I mean, you love getting the hits. You like to see hits. You like to see men on base. But those are my run producers right there. And I'm not so sure I'd like to see my 5-hole hitter poking a little ground ball to right field with 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, I mean, they're both.
Unless you have 2 strikes.
They're combined for 4 homers. But Franco was playing way back and figured, if he's going to give it to me, I'm going to take it.
Now, we did see Peralta do this in this series as well when he was batting cleanup for the Diamondbacks. So we were mentioning that, you know, maybe that they're not the prototypical cleanup hitter.
Peralta was doing it to beat the shift.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he was doing it to beat the shift. 1 ball, 1 strike to Aaron Hill. And now he's ahead 1-2. He was able to get Goldschmidt when he was ahead 1 ball, 2 strikes, looking on a fastball. See Aaron Hill, his numbers in April and now what he's done in May. He's missed the first couple of games of this series because he was ill. He was supposed to play. He and Yasmani Tomas were both ill the first night. And now a convo between Cameron Rupp and Sean O'Sullivan.
Just want to make sure you get it right.
Yeah, they don't want to have any second guessing when you're going into this pitch.
Cameron Rupp may be seeing something different than what Sean O'Sullivan is seeing. Pitchers are funny like that sometimes. They'll see something from either a swing standpoint, and a catcher will see something completely different.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Hill. And now 2-2. Pollock at third. He's got great speed. Tomas at first.
Pollock does have good speed. I was watching him go first or third on that ground ball base hit. Whoa! Jeez! Did you see that?
And Tomas was thinking about going to first. He hit him square in the chest.
I saw the catcher throw the ball, and then I saw him looking the other way, like right now. Oh, jeez!
Hit him almost toward the throat.
Oh,
hit him right in the throat.
What are the odds of that throw to him hitting where it hit? Oh my God!
He was frustrated.
I'll tell you what,
pitch.
it's better than even hitting the nose or the eye.
Well, that's initially what I thought. That's why I froze. Initially, thought that's where it got him.
Very lucky. Now that you think about it.
There's not a big enough hole that Cameron Rupp can crawl into right now. I've done that. We've all done it. It is. You just feel terrible for Sean.
Yeah, he was frustrated by the pitch with himself, and he just hadn't gotten back to center when Rupp thought he did.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think you can. You may feel bad, but it really wasn't anything he did wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he's thrown a million balls back to the mound just like that.
I think more than anything, he's just trying to catch his breath right now.
Yeah. My rookie year, rookie ball, Idaho Falls. I go down to block a ball, and I forgot to tuck my chin, and it came up underneath and got me right on the throat, like exact same spot where he just got hit. And I felt like a little lightheaded. You know, I was fine. Finished the inning, it was like 2 outs. I go and sit in the dugout, and I passed right out.
Did you really?
I just passed out.
What do you think he's saying now? Hey, Sean, hey, bro, I'm sorry about that. I thought you were looking. Be glad you didn't throw it harder.
See, Ruff is speaking.
See, he's
around.
getting ready to turn his head. Ruff thinks he's going to turn his head toward him, and he keeps looking out toward the dugout.
That's exactly right. Now you see Ruff was asking for time, and Mike Everett wasn't giving it to him because it's a live ball.
Right.
And Tomas was thinking about going to second. So the runner on first will go on this 3-2 pitch. Phillies lead it 2-0. Sean O'Sullivan trying to work his way through this 6th inning.
All right, back to baseball here. It's a big pitch.
And a high fly ball toward left, playable for Revere, over toward foul territory, makes the catch, and the inning is over. So O'Sullivan works around the 2-out hits and the errant throw from Cameron Rupp. Cameron Rupp said, "You didn't see me." 2-0 Phillies as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. And by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com today. Sean O'Sullivan, now they're joking with him, it seems, in the dugout after he got through that 6th inning. Luis Garcia is throwing in the bullpen for the Phils. Good job by O'Sullivan today. He scattered 5 hits. It'll be Blanco, Sizemore, and Ruff. And Blanco shows bunt, takes a strike.
I guess the no-hit alert is through 8 innings now. What I'm reading on Twitter.
Left side, Tomas makes the catch. Yeah, through 8. Worcester Institute Melanoma Awareness Day, presented by Independence Blue Cross and Citizens Bank, will be Sunday, May 31st at 1:35. All kids 14 and under, will receive the bucket hat. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Worcester Institute, well, they do a tremendous job with not only awareness but also taking care of all of these skin cancer issues. It's a nice time to be reminded about that. Here's Grady Sizemore with 1 away. Sizemore takes in 1 ball, no strikes.
That was just Colementer's 64th pitch. Very efficient today. Both pitchers were.
I guess he's the kind of guy, though, that because he doesn't throw all that hard, when you see that first one that you think, all right, I can get this, you go after it. Oh, and he's dragged to the right side, and Tomas takes Goldschmidt toward foul territory, but he somehow hangs on to the bag. 5-3 on the put out, and there are 2 outs.
Yeah, nice play by Goldschmidt. Kind of diving into foul territory, but keeping contact with the bag when he caught the ball.
Yeah, Tomas just goes to his left. And when you get all your momentum going towards one side, it's very easy to pull a ball while throwing it. Goldschmidt does a very good job of staying on the bag there.
I have to say, that was a pretty athletic play by Tomas to get to that
I
ball.
was just going to say, I mean, he's a bigger fella. I mean, but he's moving pretty well out there. Third base. He'd play earlier.
I mean, I don't know what I'd have done if I'd have had to field a ground ball in shallow right field and throw it to first base.
Yeah. I mean, he had a nice play on the bunt earlier by Odubel Herrera. And there he showed his lateral movement. Good hands there.
Darren Ruff in a 2-0 count. That's good to see.
Yeah, let's see what they do here, because he did hit the home run his last time up.
I just have a tough time writing on my score sheet 5-3 on that. It was hit into right field. It's just hard to do.
Changing face of baseball, Ben. That one's ripped into left field, a base hit. And Ruff is now 2 for 2 with a walk today.
Key to the game, Darren Ruff getting bingo.
He looks ecstatic about it, too. Look at him.
Well, you know, I get a kick out of I'd been the same way when I played. They all, you know, everybody watches their replay on the Fanavision.
Yeah.
When they catch a ball, they get a base hit, right? It's kind of neat to watch yourself on TV, right? Out on the field.
They could also peek up and see how their average has risen too on these on this day like this. Here's Franco, who's 0 for 2. You guys got any thoughts on how long it'll take Franco to adjust back up here in the big leagues? I guess it's all dependent on the hitter a lot of times. But he was so hot down in the minor leagues.
He you know, he's a very, very confident kid. even appears, his body language sometimes gives a sense of laziness, even though it's more cockiness than laziness.
He just has to convince himself that he doesn't have to change anything. You just think just because you're back in the big leagues, you need to change, you need something more, add a little bit more, try something different. You don't.
There you go.
In the air to left center field. That ball's crushed. Pollock going back toward the wall. It is off the top of the wall. A run will score. Ruff heading toward the plate. Franco going toward third. It'll be an RBI triple.
Well, it took about 45 seconds to answer your question.
That's some pop right there.
How long does it take me to adjust? That's good 2-out hitting. Darren Ruff laces a line drive to left field and 2 outs. Mikhail Franco hits one 400 and what do you give it? 5 feet? 405 feet.
That's about a half a foot from going out.
A lot of places that's plenty out of the park.
Well, that's his first major league triple. And that brings us to our Geico quote of the day. Ryan Sandberg talking about Michael. We just want him to have good at-bats, square up balls, put the ball in play. Nobody's asking for home runs. Quality at-bats and putting the ball in play is a good place to start. I agree with that. I do think people are asking for home runs, though, too. But
yeah. I tell you what, he was about a foot or two away from it inside the Parker. You saw Andrew McCutchen do that last season off that wall out in left center. And I tell you, A.J. Pollock's very lucky that that ball hit his chest. Because if this gets by, I mean, Franco made it to third base, no problem. But if that goes by him, that's going to roll around the warning track.
Very good call.
Because the left fielder was not heading that way. He was frozen. This is Utley's inside the park home run, and it hits off the 4 and goes right past. There's a line drive, base hit for Hernandez. That'll get a run home. Hernandez on his way to second. He may even think about 3. Nope, he'll stop at second. I thought maybe when Trumbo bobbled it. Second double of the day. It's 4-0 Phillies.
I don't know. It doesn't look like the same team, guys.
Does not look like the same team.
I'll tell you, guys are squaring balls up on the line. Don't look like, they don't look like it's the end of the world if they make an out. It's hard to put into words. Putting hits together, occasional walks, 2-out hits.
Yeah, just keeping the line moving. Here's Odubel Herrera, who popped out his last time up, sacrificed his first time. 1 ball and no strikes.
It's so much more fun when they're hitting. It is.
They're not making all these right turns to the dugout.
Yeah.
When was the last time we did 2 runs and 3 or 4 hits with 2 outs?
Out to shallow center field. And Owings will make the catch. Inning is over. But the Phils scored 2. They get 3 straight hits, a single, a triple, and a double. Michael Franco's triple scored the first, and then he came home on Hernandez's double. 4-0 as we go to the 7th. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Darren Ruff 2 for 2 with a home run and 2 runs scored. Sean O'Sullivan 6 innings of work today. No earned runs allowed. He'll give way to Luis Garcia as we go to the 7th. The Phillies on top 4-0. You know, that play in the 3rd inning, the ball that A.J. Pollock hit to Cesar Hernandez, as you see Garcia's numbers, turns out to be an even bigger play in this game where a run was going to score. He was ruled safe initially, but they reviewed it and overturned the call at first, so no runs on the board for the Diamondbacks. As Owings leads it off, it takes a strike from Garcia. Who knows what the inning could have been like.
2-1 then at the time, or 1-1.
Chopper over toward Hernandez. Owings is moving. And 1 out. These lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Good banking is simple, clear, and personal, and that's helping you bank better. Citizens Bank. .79 pitches today for O'Sullivan. And here is Jordan Pacheco, who is 0 for 2. .95 from Garcia. Picked up his first major league save the other night.
That's a nice pitch.
It sure was. Right on the heels of that fastball, too.
Ooh.
Hopefully that got a piece of Rupp's chest protector.
Tools of ignorance.
Another one for Hernandez. He's got a little extra time, and there are 2 outs.
That's what we like in the infield. Let's go right at them. 4-run lead.
Well, Shelby Miller had a no-hitter through 8 2/3, and then pitch hitter Justin Bour grounds one through the middle. It was the first and only hit of the day for the Miami Marlins. Miller was able to finish the inning off after allowing one more hit. I should say that was the first hit, the first of 2. I thought the reaction of A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate told it all right there. I mean, he did a 360 up in the air after that hit. D. Gordon had the other hit. Second time this year that Major League Baseball's had a no-hitter go to the 9th. And it was broken up. The Indians had a combined no-hitter that they were bidding on that was broken up.
That's a tough one to swallow for Shelby Miller. And could have done this, could have done that. The bottom line is, wasn't meant to be. You know, it's easy for me to say, sitting here in Philadelphia.
I was going to say, Mr. Philosopher.
But it just wasn't meant to be.
What was the score in that game?
6-0.
Well, you do have the freedom as a pitcher. I'm not sure what the count was on the hitter at that time. Say, look, if I'm going to get this no-hitter, they're going to have to hit my best breaking ball or something. Yeah. Because, we can all hit fastballs. And there was really no need to fear walking somebody or pitching around somebody. I mean, go after that no-hitter, huh? And you did hit a fastball right there.
First pitch, Tom?
I think it was. We're going to check on it.
And Justin Bour, if you remember from that series, he is a first pitch swinger. We saw him pinch hit a few times. He swings every time the first pitch.
And they had everybody shaded to pull. Second baseman, they had him shaded to pull. I don't know if he would have gotten it anyway. The ball was hit pretty hard. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Peralta, the pinch hitter for Colementor. Swing and a miss. He got it. Wow, an easy inning.
That was a nice inning right there.
That's an 11-pitch 7th inning for Luis Garcia. 1-2-3 go the Diamondbacks. Time to stretch with the Phillies on top 4-0. Needs. WB Mason also provides a full selection of 3M safety products that can't be struck out. Who but WB Mason? So the Diamondbacks go to their bullpen. It's Randall Delgado who will take over here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 15th ball game for Delgado, former starting pitcher who really never fared all that well as a starter. Now as a relief pitcher, he's been a little bit better. 1-2 with a 2.70 ERA. He also could be one of the guys they utilize as a closer sometime down the road. Well, Sean O'Sullivan today, this was the best we've seen from him. 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 6 innings. And guys, he made the right pitches at the right time. I mean, this was a double play ball that helped him early on in this ball game.
And again, I saw a lot of late movement, late life on his pitches. His cutter was very good today. But the best thing that he did was he kept his fastball down. Down, down, down. We saw him strike out to Paul Goldschmidt. May have been a little low, but we see it here. Fastball. When he missed down or off the plate. Late movement on a lot of pitches. Did a great job today, Sean O'Sullivan.
Agree with that. Thing I saw most, Ben, was a lot of 0-2, 1-2 counts. He was getting ahead of hitters.
And the Phillies starters have been better during this winning streak, as you would expect. They've won 4 straight, trying to make it 5 in a row. They've gone deeper into games. So it'll be Cameron Ruff and then Ryan Howard's out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Garcia, with Ken Giles warming up in the pen. Ruff is 0 for 1 today, a sac fly. Tries to check on the first pitch. They say he went around, so it's no balls and 1 strike. Home plate umpire Mike Everett made that call without any assistance.
Quite a difference in velocity from Colementor.
I really thought Delgado was going to be a very good starting pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. They picked him up from the Braves in the Justin Upton trade. I mean, he's got stuff like that. I guess he just can't repeat it throughout the long term of an outing.
Ball's coming right out of his ear.
on the breaking ball. So 1 out here in the 7th. And here comes Howard. All right, time now for our Hyundai defensive play of the game. Now, this is the play that was overturned. Pollock, a chopper to shortstop. Hey, could be a big play. Who the heck knows what would happen after this?
Yeah, defensive play in terms of its importance, not so much its difficulty. Pollock can get down that line.
They reviewed it after calling him safe. Tim Welke says out. That's our Hyundai defense play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. Cesar playing shortstop today for Freddie Galvis. Here's Howard hitting .238 with 7 home runs. Takes a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, those numbers.
Pretty darn good coming off the pine, huh?
Man, a lot. 94 to 83.
That had some screwball tendencies.
It sure did. And we saw a good breaking ball that he threw to Cameron Rupp.
Outside, and it's 1-2. Yeah, he's got stuff, and you wonder if they ever decide to force him into being in the rotation again.
Step out.
They wanted a fastball away. It did go away. 2-2. Toyota Major League scoreboard. The Mets are leading the Brewers 5-1. Curtis Granderson has hit a home run. Noah Syndergaard starting in that one for the Mets. They're trying to hold off the Nationals. And a line drive, base hit it to center field.
Those pitch hit numbers just went up even higher.
Tell you what, that ball had, I don't like to bring it up, but I can't think of his name, our starting pitcher last night, Archie Bradley. That baby went right over him, didn't it? On a similar line.
It was sizzling.
Woo. A quick bat here by Ryan Howard. I mean, that was a quick bat.
Yeah, that was a nice, very nice swing. He squared that up. Line drive straight up the middle. Two strikes.
That just sounded like you got to get out of the way.
Raised his pinch hitting stats.
Revere takes low. It's 1-0.
And Howard after that went up to 244 now.
Off the hands, and a loop into left center field will be a base hit. And Howard goes to second. 2-hit day for Ben Revere. On select weekend dates, the Phillies are now offering family packs. It's 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for $100. A great value for all families. Order your packages now by going to Phillies.com.
Putting hits together, guys. It's a good sign.
Well, they got a chance to really bust this game open now with runners on first and second, 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Andres Blanco, who is 0 for 3 today. Threw him an equalizer on the first pitch.
let's see if Ryan Howard can score on a base hit here.
Figure the outfielder's going to have to go a step or two to the left or right.
He threw that one really, really nasty changeup to Ryan Howard. And once he's thrown after that, haven't been really effective. That's why you talk about Tom his stuff. Yes, one thing to have stuff, but if you're going to be in starting rotation, you really have to be consistent with all your pitches.
Runners move up to second and third, and there are 2 outs.
And that was a good pitch to hit. It was a good one to hit. Sitting there, it was off speed, but sitting there on the tee.
So Howard's at third, and Revere's at second, and Grady Sizemore, who's hit the ball on the nose each time today, will get up for a 4th time. He's 0 for 3.
This kind of predicament you like to put the other team in. You got a guy that got 4 hits last night's game and stung the ball today 1 time already, and a guy with a home run and a double sitting in the on deck circle. Pick your poison.
Yeah, they went out and chatted about it. And now the first pitch to Grady Sizemore. He threw him that changeup, and it's 0-1. So he started the last couple batters off with that changeup. Trying to hold up. Yes, he went, says Mike Everett. And now it's 0-2. Sounded like it may have hit the bat, and that's what Pacheco is saying. No plate umpire is saying no. Chappelle is coming up to the top step and saying the same thing. It looked like it hit something.
It definitely did, because the way the ball rolled around in his glove.
Take a listen.
You're not going to. That ball was.
It did sound like it hit something.
But did you see the catcher did not catch that ball cleanly?
Right.
It was going all over in his glove. The catcher, you're going to catch it in the pocket. And that hit a side wall of the mitt and was rolling around there.
Well, they cannot review this.
Why? I don't understand.
I don't
why.
think you can pick it up with a naked eye.
You probably have to hear it, if anything. And they do use that from time to time.
How about checking the ball? We have a dark bat there.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look again. Taking a look and seeing the ball sort of misdirect a little bit.
Yeah. Grady can make him pay here.
It's going to have to be that crazy changeup here, I think.
Well, they did throw it, and he fouls it. It stays 1-2. Beer at second base, Howard at third. A base hit should give the Phils 2 more runs. well his first year as a manager after being a third base coach, an infield coach for a handful of different teams, the A's, the Mets. Now 3-2. All right, Ben, I got it now. I understand why he can't be a starter on a consistent basis.
Nothing gets past you, Tom.
He does have good stuff, though.
I agree.
And that was the thought when that he was in that trade.
You can flat out see it.
That ball gets by Pacheco, but it shoots right on back. It's ball 4.
Boy, does this set up an opportunity for a big day for Darren Ruff.
And that brings us to our W.B. Mason delivery of the game. It's back in the 4th inning. Phillies up 1-0 at this point.
And Josh Coleman tries to sneak a heater inside here on Darren Ruff. Darren very quick to that pitch inside. Pulls his hands through, barrels it for a home run. And that is our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
So Darren 2 for 2 today. A home run, a single. He scored a couple runs. And now Chip Hale out to the mound.
How happy is Grady Sizemore right now?
Yeah, thinking that there was a chance he could have been struck out on a ball that we thought, we could hear and see that it was a foul tip.
I mean, he went from a punch out to a walk and no at bat.
And now Darren Ruff is up. First pitch. Boy, he missed it. That was up in the zone too. And Trumbo will make the catch. He's clapping his hands over at first. He knows it. Phillies leave him loaded here in the 7th. We'll head to the 8th inning. It's a 4-0 Phillies lead. Can't go wrong when you buy right. And buy Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop Nissan.com. 4-0 Phillies on top. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Jeff Franco will take over at right field for the Phils. Grady Sizemore's day is done, so he'll bat 9th. And the new pitcher is Ken Giles. And he'll take over for Luis Garcia, who pitched a scoreless 7th inning. Last night, Ken Giles gave up only his 2nd home run in his big league career.
Now, go back to his first one, wasn't it? In his first game he pitched,
first
batter,
first batter,
like that?
first
like
game
in the Flowers,
opposite field. Here's Ender Inciarte to lead it off. He's 0 for 3. And Ben.
Get a new one.
Back at that first pitch, down 4-0 in the 8th inning. You deserve to have a broken bat.
Were you a Moda stick guy or pine tar guy?
Pine tar.
Pine tar?
That stuff. Maybe, you know, when it was cold, it got too tacky for me. Gloves stick to the bat. I didn't like that. I mean, I like sticky, but not that sticky.
Out of play, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Playing a game in Edmonton, AAA, and it was so cold that my pine tar froze up. I mean, it was like in between at bats, it froze up. So they had those space heaters in the dugouts, and I put my bat down to, you know, thaw it out, and the whole bat got on fire. the pine tar was flammable.
Well, that's calling having a flame-treated bat.
Yeah, it is. Nasty slider there by Giles.
Well, here it is. This is how he got him.
Whew. That's the one that goes straight down.
That's a right-handed Liriano.
Oh, right between the legs of Giles, and Trumbo. That's his first hit. And now Paul Goldschmidt will be the batter. Well, it was Goldschmidt last night that hit that home run. Or hit a home run, a 2-run shot, but it was Yasmani Tomas who hit the home run against Kenny Giles the opposite way. So, but you have to be careful with Goldschmidt because he can hit anybody's fastball. Throws him a slider, and it's 1-0. Stay in the park. Franco on the track puts it away.
That stance, Goldschmidt's stance, does he not look like exactly like the catcher
Buster Posey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a highlight of Posey this morning, and I kind of thought the same thing, the way he holds the bat and everything.
He does. He holds it straight down over his back.
Right.
Now, Buster got into a problem last year where he wasn't getting that bat up high enough, so the hitting coach had him not straight down his back, and he made the adjustments. But you see Goldschmidt here.
Boy, he is all arms. He's all upper body.
Yep.
It works. It does.
It works.
He's a gifted player. Out toward right center field, Herrera. He has got it lined up for the final out. Easy inning for Giles. He throws 8 pitches. So you've got 11 pitches for Garcia, 8 pitches for Giles. Center City looking pretty darn good right now. here at Citizens Bank Park at 4:30. It benefits the ALS Association Greater Philadelphia chapter. Autograph booths from 2015 Phils players and coaches. Mike Schmidt photo booth, grab bags, an opportunity to throw in the bullpen, and a silent auction featuring a collection of bats, balls, caps, and other unique memorabilia. There's a high fly ball to left field. Going back is Inciarte, and it's the first big league home run for Maikel Franco. And he gives the Phillies a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, that's where the first pitch swinging benefited Franco. A triple and a home run this afternoon.
The fans here at CBP giving him a standing ovation. Well deserved. Something he'll remember forever. I'm glad they didn't do the silent treatment thing. Hanging breaking ball.
Yeah, it was. It was a kind of a high hanging slider for first pitch. Kale saying to himself, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get in the flowers, get in the flowers. It did.
Here's Cesar Hernandez, who's had a good day. He's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles.
I'm telling you, a lot of good things are happening in this game as you all head on to a really, really big road trip.
Yeah, 4 in Denver, 3 in Washington, and then 3 in New York.
Great feeling. Now we're looking at this lineup card before the game started, and we're thinking,
wow, no Howard, no Utley, no Ruiz.
You know, no Galvis.
And no Galvis.
The team's leading hitter. You think, well, I hope this goes okay for the Phils today, but Ryan Sandberg knew something we didn't.
It just goes to show you how deep we are. Down. For sure. How quick it can change.
Well, the one thing that you can always say too, you always want your bench players to be ready because you're
ours are ready.
They're ready. They threw some water on them just to cool them off.
That's good for him to get that off, off his mind. Now he's got a home run. He's got a triple. He's kind of feels like so. It's not that hard to do that up here.
That's the thing. You get 2 really good power swings out of the way and 2 at bats today.
We've got 2 right-handed hitters going now, Ruff and Franco. To add to all the left-handed hot hitters we have.
Yeah, those 2 guys have combined for 4 hits today, 3 RBIs, and 4 runs scored. Is down looking, and 1 out here in the 8th. Odubel Herrera is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice.
Let's talk about this hitting style a little bit, Ben. Very unique.
Very unique. And I see that front foot, well, open this time nearly as far as it has been.
You are a good golfer. We've never played, but I've heard that. I think his baseball swing is very much like a good golf swing, especially in today's players. The core of his body actually turns through the ball. You know what I mean? He's a very, very much big muscles, big parts of the body hitter. He doesn't really swing at it with it. You talked about me using my hands a lot.
Right.
Odubel kicks the leg, comes down, and then turns his whole body through, through every pitch. His bat just kind of follows his body. And if you watch him compared to most hitters, he actually makes a full kind of core turn through every swing.
Yes, I would agree with that 100%.
So when he misses like that right there now, he takes a full. It's almost like you watch the golfers today that the young golfers that turn all the way through the ball and their belly button or their shoulders are actually turned past the target when they're done.
Right. But you see this front foot here. I mean, that's usually way out farther in that batter's box. He's got it closed off a little more, and the leg kick doesn't seem to be as extreme this particular at bat. Now, he has been fed a steady diet of fastballs inside, maybe he's lessen that up, get his foot down a little sooner so he can get to those pitches inside a little quicker.
On the left field line toward foul territory, Inciarte runs out of room.
I would say that he has absolutely no idea where the ball's going to go when he swings the bat. and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. He just turns his chest through the ball like that. What the practice swing? He turns the center of his core through the ball, and the bat just follows.
Well, and this is really the first real test he's having with adversity these last few days too, or the last few ball games.
I mean, that ball may have gone off a knuckle.
Yeah, but he gets to it. He's not trying to get. He doesn't get to it by throwing his hands at it. He gets to it by turning his chest through the ball. Very, very unique style.
But you see the way the ball, when he is going right, the ball comes off his bat.
Oh, hard. Ball striker.
Back toward the middle, off Delgado, picked up by Owens, not in time. Herrera safe at first.
That's another good one to get as we head on a road trip.
In line.
No argument from Goldschmidt. He did beat that.
I can't wait to tune in tomorrow night.
The replay, and his foot is on the bag. Ball hasn't arrived. And with that, it's time for the Major League Notebook.
All right.
Wobbly legs, Murphy, take it away.
Did you notice me going up the steps there?
I did.
Yeah, they're a little wobbly right now. Hey, some scary moments today in the Brewers Mets game. Milwaukee's Carlos Gomez hitting the head with a 97-mile-per-hour fastball off of Noah Syndergaard, who was making his first start in Citi Field. Now, the good news is Gomez, after being treated out on the field, was able to sit up and then walk off the field in his own power. So that is certainly good news, but no word if there's any kind of injury. We'll find out more about that coming up in a little bit. And big news coming out of the NL East, Mike Redmond reportedly being fired by the Miami Marlins, and we haven't been able to confirm that yet, but several reports out there saying reportedly fired by the Marlins. Of course, the Marlins have started off rather slow, a team that thought they were going to be able to compete for the NL East division. They have not been the team that they had hoped to be, just 16-22 right now, and so reports are out of Miami that Mike Redmond is going to be replaced.
Boy, they've gone through managers down in Miami. Everybody, everybody has their own blueprint on how they want to do things. But they've had 7 managers since 2010. 7 managers. From Joe Girardi to Freddie Gonzalez. Actually, Girardi was before that, but even go back farther. Man.
I'm thinking that wasn't the plan.
I don't think that was the plan. The ball's 2 strikes to Rupp with 1 out. And it's 1-2. We were down in Miami. We were just there. And even when they were here, there were rumors that Jeffrey Loria was looking around. They talked to Wally Backman. He denied those reports when we were down there, but they were hot at that time. They've lost 10 of 14, so they're not hot anymore.
We go back to the statement that Giancarlo Stanton made on April the 17th when he said the fire is just not there.
He was talking about the team, right?
Correct. But, where's that stem from?
Well, they'll make an announcement apparently. As Murph said, it's not totally confirmed, but they'll make an announcement tomorrow on who the replacement is. No one's pulled foul.
Well, when you think about the team, they're in pretty good shape, except the only player they really don't have that they figured as part of the plan was Fernandez, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Their bullpen hasn't been what they expected to be, but that happens.
You're getting all you can get out of the guy you gave all the money to.
Yeah, Cishek hasn't held up his end of the bargain at the end of that bullpen.
Rupp holds up. It's 2-2. They are 16-22 right now.
5 games out.
Yep.
Fire the manager.
Yeah, so Freddie Gonzalez, Edwin Rodriguez, I forgot about him, Brandon Hyde, who was an interim guy, Jack McKeon, who's always an interim guy.
His phone might be ringing right now.
Really could be. Ozzie Guillen, and then Mike Redmond. Those are the guys they've had. This will be their 7th manager since 2010. And honestly, you go back even, I mean, I mentioned Girardi, but go back to Girardi before that. Girardi was there just in 2006 before Freddie Gonzalez, and they didn't get along. Runner goes, pitch is swung out and missed, throw to second base is not in time. The ball seemed to just die as it got to the second base area.
Parachute came out.
Really good.
You're right. Very good jump. I don't think he had a chance anyway, but.
So for Odubel, that is his 6th stolen base. Here's Franco up for the first time. Pulled foul, and it's 1-2.
Kind of an odd swing there by Franco. He was looking for something in, it was away, and he yanked it down the left field line there.
Ground ball foul again. Pete McCannon will pick it up. It remains 1-2. Diekman and Jenmar Gomez both warming up at the bullpen.
Looking ahead at the your pitching matchups on your road trip, Cole Hamels versus Jordan Lyles. Lyles with right-hander with 2-3 record.
Yeah,
4.3 ERA.
Today was Kendrick, so we won't see Kendrick for those 4 games.
Aaron Harang and Chad Bettis, 7.2 ERA. And Eddie Butler, another right-hander. Before you get to Jorge De La Rosa,
who may not pitch because of a bad groin.
I'm going to tell you, you're on the road, but you got another really, really nice set of matchups here.
And it's nice to get hot offensively going into that place.
Yeah. I mean, and plus they're all right-handed.
Mike, even I hit well there.
I think Ryan Howard kills it there.
Outside, it's 3-2. Well, here you go. Hamels tomorrow, Harang on Tuesday, Billingsley and Jerome Williams. Jordan Lyles is a guy that they are very high on, even though his ERA is a tad high right now. Ball 4, and that'll put runners on first and second. So Franco works out the 2-out walk, and they'll spin the lineup over. And Chip Hale is going to make a pitching change here and bring in the another right-hander to face Ben Revere. So Delgado, he feels, is out of gas. He'll make a pitching change. We'll be back with J.C. Ramirez for the Diamondbacks right after this. outs and 2 runners on. A pitching change for the D-backs. J.C. Ramirez will come into his 3rd ball game. Ramirez 1-0 with an ERA of 2.45. And he'll face Ben Revere. I guess Chip Hale just felt like Randall Delgado had thrown too many bullets in his inning and 2/3.
And did you see that his pace of pitching really
slowed up,
came to a screeching halt?
Hey, by the way, great giveaway today. See fans walking around with the wiffle ball bat and ball. Thanks for the folks at Sports for All. I know we've been walking around with them the last few days in our office, taking some swings,
hitting wiffle balls where we should not.
Well,
Tom.
Revere is 2 for 3. Ground ball over the head of Juan Samuel. Phillies at double digits in hits again, which again is a good sign. Looper out toward left center. That'll drop for a hit. Herrera will score easily. It's now 6-0 Phillies. And the throw by Inciarte gets away from everyone. And the runners will move up an extra bag. 3rd hit of the day for Ben Revere. Scored that one in E7 to allow the runners to move up an extra bag. If you're Chip Hale, you're wondering what is going on.
Good for Ben here. Fights off another pitch. Strokes it into left center. But you're right, Inciarte comes up and just fires it.
Blanco, a ground ball to second base, and he's up with it. Aaron Hill is. Side is retired. 2 runs, 2 scored. Phillies leave a couple. They put it all together on top of the D-backs as we go to the top of the 9th. All fans 14 and under will receive the Phillies bucket hat. It's thanks to the folks at the Wistar Institute Melanoma Awareness Day, presented by Independence Blue Cross and Citizens Bank. Tickets can be purchased for that 3-game series by going to Phillies.com. In fact, you can check out the upcoming homestand after the Phils are off this road trip. This road trip is 10 games. So when they wind down after an off day, let's see where the Phils stand as far as their record goes. They're 3 outs away from winning their 5th consecutive ball game. And they'll turn it over to Genmar Gomez, who takes over for Ken Giles. All this is to try to finish the game off for Sean O'Sullivan, who's trying to pick up his first win since 2011. first batter that Gomez will face is Yasmani Tomas. Fastball a little low. It's 1-0. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire the opposition 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Well, on this homestand, or I should say in this series against the Diamondbacks, the Phillies have now scored 17 runs in the 3 games, nearly 6 per game. They have 31 hits, so averaging 10 hits per game. That's a great sign. And they've also walked 11 times.
And they've also hit a couple homers.
Yeah.
And at some point, you have to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And you see 2 guys that did it today, in Ruff and Franco.
Yeah, 13 extra base hits in this 3-game series. Cesar Hernandez getting his money's worth at shortstop today. Coming up after the ballgame, Marlon Anderson will break down today's matchup and the series between the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. Only on Pure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Postgame Live.
Yeah, everything changes when you hit. It does in baseball. I tell you, it's just everything changes from the smiles on the players, the attitude on the planes, the buses. Pitchers get some wins by giving up 3, 4, 5 runs a game. Your system comes together with your closers, you know, with your specialized pitchers in the right slots.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we've seen in this series is that or in this homestand, or this winning streak, the Phillies starters are able to go a little farther thanks to the runs.
You know who else enjoys it? The manager, when he goes in that press room after the game. You know what I mean? He has to say things and say positive things about the team. It's so easy to say them when you hit. Let's not forget, Chase came off a 2-hit game last night, right? So we'll see him back in. We'll see him back in there. Ryan's heated up again now, and good pinch hit today, and they're both rested.
Tomorrow will be on the air on Comcast Sportsnet, 8:30. Game 1, 8:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 local time. Line drive, base hit down the right field line for Aaron Hill. Jeff Franco will get to it, and Hill will stop at second. He has a 1-out double. So he's 2 for 4.
Pretty well struck double down the right field line right there. Down 6 runs in the 9th inning. A lot of times pitchers challenge hitters with a 6-run lead like that. You expect to get a fastball to hit in those at bats.
Well, here's Chris Owings, who's 0 for 3. He came in 5 for 8 in the series. And 5 straight multi-hit games, hitting .545 over the last 5 coming in. Takes outside. It's 1-0. Tried a breaking ball there, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Over toward the hole, and that will sneak into left field. Aaron Hill does not advance. And back-to-back hits now, so runners on first and second, and Jordan Pacheco will be the hitter.
Well, they only played it Cesar might have had he backhanded that ball, might have been like the jump throw or get up with a quick throw to third base to get Aaron Hill. So it's actually good base running not to make that ball go into the outfield. And probably could have come off the bag a little further and then going to third once it got through the infield. But his run really means nothing at this point.
Yeah, with the Phillies up 6-0, there's a line drive caught by Franco at third. 2 outs.
L5 and a Butte.
That's a good day, triple home run and diving catch at third base, make some highlights.
Well, now just 1 out away from completing a 5-game winning streak for the Phillies. Cliff Pennington is the pinch hitter, hitting a .158, 0 for 5 this year as a pinch hitter. Backup infielder. First pitch is backhanded in the dirt by Cameron Rupp. Phillies had a 5-game winning streak last July, 7th through the 11th. Used to be old hat for them to put these winning streaks together. Fly ball foul, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, but you throw a little Cliff Lee out there, a little Roy Halladay, mix in a little Cole Hamels, right?
A little easier at that point.
Win 1-0. A no-hitter here and there.
That one's over at the knees. It's 1-2. So Gomez now 1 strike away. The Phillies started this homestand with a 1-4 record. They won 1 against the Mets, then lost the next 4 to the Mets and the Pirates. Now they're trying to spin it into the positive. It would be a 6-4 homestand. The 1-2 pitch coming to Pennington. Upstairs, 2-2. 22,123, the paid crowd here this afternoon. Now the 2-2 pitch. Up high again, 3-2. The runners will be off.
Gomez just overthrowing the last couple pitches. The front door, that sinker started off the hip of Pennington and have it run back over the plate, but you overthrow it, you leave pitches up.
A lot of wiggles going on for Cameron Rupp. The runners take off. Ground ball foul. We'll do it again. Three balls, 2 strikes. Runners take off again. The pitch is in the dirt. Ball 4. So now they're loaded. Well, it's not a safe situation just yet, but Jonathan Papelbon has gotten up in the pen, and he's going to start the throw in a moment.
It was a grinded out at bat there by Pennington.
Sure was.
Down 6-0.
Now the tying run needs to be in the on-deck circle for it to be a save for Papelbon. Bob McClure will stroll out to the mound. He'll do it slowly and allow Papelbon to loosen up. Well, they don't want to use Papelbon here if they don't have to.
Well, they didn't want to have him warm up either, probably. I mean, if you're getting a day off, you might as well get a day off.
Papa said it doesn't take him all that long to get loosened up, particularly when the weather warms up.
As a closer, it doesn't take a whole lot to get that adrenaline pumping.
They've had Diekman up a couple of times over the last couple of innings.
Yeah, that was a trip to the mound that Bob hoped that he wouldn't have been shaking his head now. He didn't have to make that trip or that call.
So Inciarte will be the batter. He's hitless in 4 at-bats. He reached base in the 3rd. He's got the bases loaded and 2 men down. And that one's over. It's 0-1. Inciarte peeked back to the home plate umpire thinking that was a little wide. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. I guess you don't want him to nibble here. You just want him to kind of go after him if you can.
Just get 1 out the fastest way you can get it. What is the best pitch to do that with?
Over toward the hole. Hernandez has got it. Goes the short way to second, and Blanco hangs on to the bag. What a way to wrap up a 3-game sweep for the Diamondbacks and a 5-game winning streak. Now they're going to say, let's hold on a second, because they may review this one just to make sure that Andres Blanco held on to the second base bag. Chip Hale is already heading down the stairs toward the clubhouse. I think they're going to review this, but let's wait and see. Take a look at it and see if Blanco hung on. It looked like he did. Yeah, he got there. And he hung on for a while, too. Pennington was forced out. Nope, they're not going to review it. It is a 5-game winning streak for the Phillies. They win it tonight, or today, I should say, 6-0. Sean O'Sullivan gets his first major league win since May 12th, 2011. And that guy right there, Maikel Franco, he blasted a triple. He blasted his first major league home run. And he is our Chevrolet player of the game. Some pretty aggressive swings here for Maikel Franco.
Yeah, good to see him get off. Gets a feeling good up here. I mean, it should be no different for him. Get relaxed on this road trip. There he hits a nice high hanging first pitch breaking ball. It's kind of not the easiest pitch to hit. You know, he's probably looking fastball, but he gets enough of it. Shows you power he has.
A little defense over at third base on this line drive.
I think you're right, Mike. Getting that home run out of the way, that's going to be big for him. Well, I hope it's big for him anyway.
Well, he gets a chance to chat with Murph now. He's our Chevrolet player of the game. Murph?
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Yep, we are just talking about the big moment, the home run. So let's talk about that first. You've probably thought about that for a long time. How did it feel?
I mean, I feel great, you know, my first big league home run, you know, so excited for that, and just try to continue to do that, and just coming in, be ready for everything, and I'm just pretty great for that.
Maybe more importantly, you get the triple and the home run today. You got the base hit last night. You said you wanted to kind of stay within yourself and just do what you need to do. Do you feel like you're doing that? I probably could have warned him about that, but welcome to the Bigs again, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was your buddy Carlos, by the way. You mentioned that you wanted to try and stay within yourself and just kind of go about your business. You feel like you've been able to do that first 3 games?
I mean, yeah, that's what I put in my mind and myself. I'm just talking with myself to just be ready, come down, nice and easy, try to see the pitch, and try to hit it.
You know, we talk about offense so much, but I know you take a lot of pride down there at third base. You made that nice play in the 9th inning. Defense, pretty important part of your game.
I mean, you know, I enjoy when I go out there. I'm enjoying to play defense, you know. And like I said, I'm trying to be ready every pitch. And just like I said, try to just do something to help my team and try to get them better every day.
All right, well, congratulations on your first home run. We'll see you in Colorado.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, back upstairs.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Michael Franco, his first big league triple, his first big league home run here this afternoon. And the Phillies get a 5-game winning streak in the books as they win it today by a final of 6-0. So a good weekend, a good 5 games for the Phils. We'll see if it carries on. We'll wrap it up when we return.